But because we did it this way, it can be any type of game object. It can be a player, it can be a button on the screen, it could be anything that this raycast can hit, it will call an action when the hit transform is not null and every time it hits. So you could sit there and go action, 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 action every time you hit the button. Which is nice because you do not have this ridiculous hierarchy of get component, tagging, this, that, and instead of having this big, long hit transform, compare, tag, hit transform, and it keeps going, you can make a lot of different variances across a wider scale. Okay, and it's very important because you could have 15 or 20 different scripts that have this action call in it, and they all can be different and unique to what you need. So you can have an action thing. Well, guess what? It calls action on our cube. Well, in our saveable thing right here, we have, well, the cube. It could die, okay? We don't have to do any damage or anything else. We just call the action, it does what it needs to do, and then it just gets destroyed or disabled, whichever your game's designed to do. Well, then we go to, let's say, our little gun right here. Well, you can have an action on this that maybe it jams, okay, every 10 times or something like that. So it calls action, like you shoot 10 times and it might jam, or random not ranging. It doesn't care what the game object is. Well, it cares because you're trying to call a function on it, but because this call right here in it doesn't care that it doesn't have a receiver. It will not throw errors. And it does it to this game object. So you can do like a massive amount of like a gauntlet gun, slam into 20 different objects, and each one of them has their own kind of unique function in them. Doesn't care because the function name, like this, will be a public action, public voider action. Okay, and this is just a name. One can go debug.log. Hi there, silly. Okay, and then you can have another script over here that's this thing right here and go public action this, and you can just go through every script if you want it. And it will execute the action that you're trying to call. Where right here. Whatever this is written out to be, it will call. It doesn't care that it's in 100 different scripts, a billion different scripts. Doesn't matter. As long as it's on a game object. Where did I put that original thing? I think it was. Oh, it was in the weapon script. But as long as it is casted correctly with a send message, it doesn't care. Now we do need to let's just do this. Close without save. There we go. Hopefully I did not mess that up or I have to rewrite it again. That would suck. But because we cast it in that way, we don't have to worry about a lot of other things. really just anonymous thing. Because if we did ridiculous, where we tie a bunch of scripts into one big old web of it, if we change one thing, it could mess up like 5 or 6 different other functions that we have in other scripts. Like the mouse right here. This mouse is tied into your FPS controller, okay? Because that's the only place that it gets instantiated, which is right here. This is what makes it show up in the inspector like this. Over here. Now, let's get rid of this. Clean things up. Go to resources. See how it puts this mouse look right here? This is where this gets instantiated in the script. It's not actually drug into there. It's just a serializable field right there. And see how it's private? It can't be accessed by other scripts. Okay? That's one reason why I've got some public ones like this. And two, if you delete this and you don't have anything on here, it's still unaccessible, and it just becomes redundant when you're trying to use it for something. Now, like I said, this is why we use general calls on certain things. That way, we don't care about what it does right here. See this weapon index? I don't even, it's just calling a function. This is another example, a function itself. But we're passing a parameter, a number. This, where is it? Really? Player. Oh, it's this. Okay. There. Because we're using it as a button. So basically, we would tell it what index to go to. Because this is just an indexing. So, like I was saying before, it will go to this index, or this index, or this index. Okay, whatever you put the button as, it'll cast it to. Which in reality, we should have some type of set caller so that it doesn't go out of range. But I'm pretty sure you may or may not even use this function whatsoever, so it really doesn't matter. I mean, we'll probably refine it later on. But this is an example how you can send a message from a button. That's all. But like I said, this, not that. Come on. Where's our weapon? I don't want to use too much of your time. Okay, I'm back. I poorly did not organize here. See, my scripts are not in the script folder, and that is very important when you're doing projects. Make sure organization is your first priority. Do not sit there and go looking for it, because if you have to look and you don't know where it is, if you can't just go through here and go, oh, it's a utility script, or it's a weapon script, or it's an abstract class, that's time loss. Okay? The easier and the simpler you make things, the better off you are. And like I said, you don't want to use a bunch of different values. Like this right here, I'm probably going to take this right here and move it into a class. Okay, like I just explained. That way you have a good example of how to send a message to do just a random action or whatnot. But just to get out of this get component stuff. So take her easy, guys. Thank you.